everybody? It's Vinyl Rich here with my last Vinyl Finds video of the year. I think it's 123, but it doesn't matter. Before I get started, I'm going to address the white elephant in the room, and that's this big ass mark on my forehead. I'm going to be I was thinking, I was talking to my daughter, hey, can I have some CoverGirl? And I thought, you know what, I'm going to be transparent about the whole thing, because that's what the people want. I do top 10 videos because that's what the people want. But anyways, I attempted the tiger jump, probably the first time in a couple of decades, I was a little bit worried about the penetration part, but as I jumped onto the bed, the penetration part went fine, but I bumped my head. I mean, I didn't bump it, I smashed the shit out of it into the headboard of the bed, and blood was coming down, and it was a mess. Ruined the whole feel of the tiger jump. But anyways, that brings me, something I wanted to address, and I never have yet, was the whole COPA thing. People, I know of 2 VC channels, there's probably more. They just deleted their channel. It's not online anymore. I don't know if they just put it private just to wait and see what happens. Rest assured, people in the VC, you don't have anything to worry about. YouTube got fined hundreds of millions of dollars because advertisers were tracking and monitoring the viewing habits and buying habits of minors. Now, if your channel is not monetized, you don't have to worry about that at all. And if your channel is monetized, if you look at who's watching your videos, it's mostly middle-aged men. So I think you're safe. Recently, there was a couple of videos that I got a kick out of. One was by the Digital Gramophone. It was his top 10 2019 releases. Now, what's funny, I've been buying records for 5 years now. I mean, I had a shitload of records I never got rid of. They were up in the closet. But I've been buying records for 5 years now. And this is the first year that I could actually do a top 10. I actually bought more than 10 2019 records. The years past are nowhere near that. But I don't know if I will. I mean, probably only 2 of the releases is anything a normal person would be interested in. My next video will be my best used finds of the year. I did one of those last year. I'll do one of those. And then probably my last video around New Year's or whatever will be the Vinyl Tag 2020. I'm getting my ideas ready for those questions. But anyways, on that Digital Gramophone video, the thing I noticed right away is Mr. Subtitles had a gag order put on him. He was nowhere to be found, which is good. He was getting a little mouthy. I mean, some clever subtitles on your videos, it's kind of cool. But when it's every 10 to 20 seconds, it's a bit much. And to my delight, 5 minutes into the video or something, Mr. Fantastic shows up. It was I got a kick out of it. In fact, I rewound it, called my wife over and go, hey, watch this channel. She's looking at me, huh? Because she thinks the whole VC thing's stupid. So she puts the headphones on, she's watching it, and like 30 seconds, she actually smiled and laughed. What the? And I never thought I would say that my wife smiled and laughed at a VC video, but thanks to Digital Gramophone, she did. And the other video that I got a kick out of was FitToBe TieDyed. He actually did a Star Trek spoof where he beamed down into my room here. It's pretty funny. I might leave a link to both of them, but I might forget. Anyways, onto the records. First one is mostly acoustic. Craig Smith, Love Is Our Existence. This dude grew up and was raised in Hollywood. He later changed his name to this. I forget how you pronounce it. Maitreya Kali. Maitreya Kali. There's a picture of the guy, and this is Maitreya Kali, I guess, what he evolved into. He was a songwriter. I think the Monkees might have used some of his songs. Andy Williams, and he wrote, Subtract One from One is kind of a country-ish song. He wrote that for Buck Owens, but Buck Owens never used it. But yeah, this is really good. It's pretty kind of folky. Kind of, if you like Donovan, you might dig it. But yeah, this guy had a tragic life, as so many of them do. I guess he got disillusioned with the music industry. I think around 69 or something. Mr. Kali went to Afghanistan, was roaming the countryside. And he was accosted and raped. Poor bastard, you know. I mean, you know, if you're an American, you want to get back to nature, go to Yosemite. You know, go to Monterey. Go to Big Sur. It's beautiful there, dude. And I'm sure throughout the whole country there's plenty of places. Anyways, he ended up homeless, died on the streets of Hollywood. And his brother is the one that put this album together. I guess his brother had all the tapes he made. And it's fucking really well done. It's got a really extremely well written write-up on the guy. And I highly recommend it. Psyche Derek would like it. It's kind of the kind of stuff he likes, that, what do you call it, that private press stuff. Really dark blue labels, probably with this lighting. It's getting dark outside already. Now, my next one is one that Flipside CT showed. It's the Sex Pistols Spunk. It's the original 1977 bootleg album, the infamous Spunk album, and it's on yellow vinyl. And I thought I had this, but I wasn't sure. Sure enough, it turns out it's the same as this bootleg that I have. But it's cool to have an official release of it. It sounds really good. It's John Goodman recordings. I guess John Goodman had the Sex Pistols in the studio, and he would like make them do 20 takes of, 17 or whatever. No problem, no future, So I guess there's a lot of stuff. And it's on this blank Sex Pistols. Really cool. Yellowy with a bit of orange. But there's no extras. There's no write-up about it. I mean, the only reason I knew what it was is because Flipside CT, you know how he gives a lot of detail. But there's nothing. And you contrast that with this next release by the Psychos on one of my favorite labels, Radio Raheem. And the Psychos were a New York hardcore punk band. They weren't like the later 80s hardcore punk from New York, which it evolved into a too metal-y thing for me, to be quite honest. This is really good. It's the demos, and I think all these songs except for the first one are demos recorded in '84. The first 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 songs are demos recorded in '85. There's a live song from '85. Then the last 2 songs here on side 2 and the first on side 1 were recorded, I think, like in January of '86. I don't know if these guys ever had an official release. I don't think they did. There could have been a tape floating around of their demos. But, really cool label there, Psychos. And to contrast it with the Sex Pistols one, the packaging, the album's nice, the record's nice, but you get this book, which you always do. You always get extras with Radio Raheem, and it's really well done. Right here it explains the tracks, who's on the tracks. They have 3 different lineups, the 84, 85, 86, it's different lineups. The Stu Psycho plays guitar on all of them, and Billy Psycho plays drums on all of them. So the vocalist and bass player changed. But yeah, it's got pictures, flyers, lyrics. Not a lot of text, but it's pretty. It's a really well done. More lyrics, a lot of flyers and photos. This guy here, he was in a band. Agnostic Front, was it maybe? I recognize him. But yeah, really cool. New York hardcore. And now this next one is a band that's from Washington, D.C. They did move to New York, probably around 1980. I think they moved to New York. But this was recorded in 79 in Washington, D.C. And it's Bad Brains, Black Dots. It's first time Bad Brains ever recorded it in a studio. It was at Inner Ear Records. And the studio was in some dude's basement. HR, the singer, he was actually in the backyard singing. And you can hear one of the, I think it's the guitar player's kid talking to him in between songs. And it's recorded on a 4-track. The drums sound kind of weird on some of the songs. Like, I don't know, like he's beating on a tin, like a cookie. A tin of cookies, I don't know. I don't know how to explain it, but it isn't a great sound. I mean, it's not bad, though. I mean, the vocals are great, the guitars, the bass. It's not that it's a bad recording. I think it's just, I don't know, it's all compressed, maybe. I don't know. I'm not real technical. But I saw a video Henry Rollins did. I guess he's releasing a book, fanboy book or whatever, his stuff from his collection, and he has HR's original cassette recording of this, which is pretty cool. It comes with this very cool inner sleeve. Like I said, I don't know if I said, but it was recorded in 79, I think the summer of 79. It wasn't released until, and it just says side 1 on one side, side 2 on the other. I don't think this was released until maybe the 90s. This next one is a UK band that I never really got into. Squeeze. This is a 10-inch EP. This is the only record that I ever owned by this band. I bought it when it came out. It was I guess when me and my wife got divorced, she ended up taking this one because I don't have it anymore. But I saw it, and I figured I'd get it. It's 6 songs. I think it might be 3 songs from their first album, 3 songs from their second. But I always liked it. It has Cool for Cats, Slap and Tickle, Bang Bang, Take Me I'm Yours, Goodbye Girl, and Up the Junction. I always liked this. I've never really listened to any of their albums. I think I might like the one with the weightlifter guy on it. I know their hit singles from the 80s. It's not really my thing. And like I said, it's a 10-inch on A&M Records. It goes in here, but I keep it outside. It's enjoyable. I'll listen to that. It might be all the squeeze I need. At my age, I don't need squeeze anymore, But Tiger Jump, I've talked about it before. There's a record store in Fullerton called Burger Records. I was in there looking around. I had 15, 20 minutes to spare, and I just looked around. I picked up this one, Los Panky's, the complete recordings. It's a Mexico City band, I believe. And they do, let's see, they do Hanky Panky, Si Llama, Hanky Panky, no, Si Llama, Hanky Panky, I don't know. Another one, Hanky Panky, something else, Hanky Panky. I guess they were the Hanky Panky dudes in Mexico. And this was released on a joint release with Munster Records and Burger Records. So I thought I'd pick it up, you know. And it's okay. It's decent. It's not great. It has this little flyer showing other releases from Munster Records, I believe. Vampire Soul and Vinyl Ism, I don't know, whatever. Shows other releases. It has this little insert. Los Pankies. It's a garagey, typical 66, 67 garagey sound, you know. But they really dug the Hanky Panky, I guess. And it's on black vinyl and very cool labels on Burger and Munster Records. Now this next one, the next two are very cool. This one's very special. It's Every Winter is Cold, a New England hardcore compilation. I guess it came out a few months ago, I guess. And get into it with Jason Hook. Showed this, and he showed this version of it. This is number 61 out of 100. And this was sold exclusively at Infest Converge weekend. I guess it was a little hardcore show or festival, I don't know, in Boston, Providence. And it's pretty good. It's all hardcore bands, but they don't all sound the same. There's quite a variety of sound on this. And this is the first pressing, and like it says, it was they pressed 100 of them, especially for that show. And when I saw him talking about this, I got on my phone and I looked at the website. They said a few remaining. I said, you know what? I ordered one as I was watching his video, and it's one of these. Just fold over. Let me just. It doesn't have a cover. Ooh, it has a download. It just has this folded cardboard. It's got this insert with lyrics from all the bands. There's like 9 bands, I think, on each side. And this was in there. San Diego D-Beat Hardcore. I guess that's a Therapy. It's a San Diego band. And it's on really nice blue vinyl. But I guess they were in the rush to get these printed. They have the regular one and a regular album cover. I guess this was a demo for somebody. They put the wrong labels on. So they actually blacked it out where it says Demo 1 and Demo 2. So I guess they put the wrong labels on this, so that's kind of funny. But yeah, I'll buy one of those plain white record covers and keep it in there. But yeah, it's pretty good. It's not as good as that North Carolina comp that I bought this year. Let me bring that out. I know where it's at. It's right in the back here. Yeah, this one. I like this better. This definitely has way more of a variety of bands on it. It's got that ISS band on there, I think. It's got this one man. It's got No Love, but this one band here, Mind Dweller, fantastic. But I bought that earlier in the year. And my last find is Ty Segall and the Freedom Band, Deforming Lobes live. This is recorded the same place that I saw them at. Recorded a little bit earlier in the year. And they only have the one bass player. When I saw them, they had a female and this guy two bass players, and man, she would play mandolin and acoustic guitar too on some of the songs, but when they both played bass, it was like overpoweringly. It was loud, dude. And I guess that's with the Deforming Lobes. This is a very loud band. And this is fantastic. Sounds great. And yeah, it's recorded by Steve Albini, which is very cool. In Los Angeles at the Terragram Ballroom. On January 26th through 28th. I saw him in August, I think it was. And is there anything in here? No. It's got this insert. Old man sob grief. Oh, how true. And very old looking, retro looking labels. But it's fantastic, dude. If you want to rock an album, check this out. They'll blow your eardrums out, dude. Fantastic. Anyways, the Rams got their ass kicked today. The Chargers got their ass kicked today. It's going to be interesting on my drive home from work in the morning to hear the sports radio guys talking. They were talking about how the Rams are, this is how the Rams are going to make the playoffs. They can beat Dallas. The Chargers could beat the Minnesota Vikings. Not. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in a week with my best used finds. And I think I'm done with the Tiger Jump.